the guest of honor, Honorable Margaret Wanakatwe, the Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, MP, Honorable Vincent Mwale, MP, Minister of Youth and Sport, the United States Ambassador to Zambia, Mr. Eric Schultz, the Swedish Embassy delegation on behalf of Ambassador Lena, senior government officials present, members of the diplomatic corps, directors and executives of various institutions, members of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right, I'm actually very glad that Mr. Nkwazi, the representative from Power Tools, went first, because I can actually give you the real version of how we met and what transpired in that meeting as I give my address. But I am delighted and indeed privileged to welcome all of you to the official launch of Bus Tickets Zambia. I want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to support what has been an amazing journey and a true testament that entrepreneurship, innovation, and the spirit of cooperation in Zambia is alive and well. For those of you who don't know who I am, as the introduction said, my name is Mawano Kambeu, founder and managing director of .com Zambia, which I founded nearly 8 years ago, and subsequently Bus Tickets Zambia, which is a safe and convenient way for the general public in Zambia to book and pay for their intercity bus tickets. And to get to where we are today, I think there have been 4 key factors to our success. The first has been listening to our customer. The second has been customizing our product for the Zambian market. The third is really talent management, the ability to actually tap into the talent pool we have in this country to produce something that is going to change the way we do things going forward. And finally, strategic relationships. And that's why we're here today, really to celebrate that strategic relationship with Post.net and with Zamtel. I just want to make sure that we have the right context here, just by show of hands. Who's traveled by intercity bus within the last 3 months? Come on. Okay, all right. So for the most part, for those of you who haven't had the pleasure of traveling by bus recently, the way it works is you have to show up at the bus station, typically, buy your ticket in cash from a conductor, and wait for the bus to fill up. Sometimes you could be waiting for an hour. Sometimes you could be waiting even up to a day if you are unfortunate. And trips to the bus station, especially here in Lusaka, can only be described as chaotic. But for all the challenges we have with traveling in Lusaka, the situation is actually a lot more challenging for people who live in small towns and in rural areas. So nearly 2 years ago, I had to jump on a bus to Nakonde in an experience that I could only call as frustrating. And it was out of that frustration, I said to myself, you know what, there has to be a better way. So that's really how all of this actually began. And I started working on a problem to solve, on a solution to solve for this problem. But when I was doing it, I wasn't really solving it for the general public. I was actually solving it for me, so that I could travel more conveniently. And little did I know that the project would not be as straightforward. Because I asked myself, okay, well, for 50 years we've been doing the same thing. There's got to be a reason. Is it really that complicated to come up with a bus ticketing system? So what we did is we went out and we started speaking to the consumers. We spoke to an initial 100. And then towards the end of last year, we had 45 students come and work with us on a temporary project. All I did was, go out and get me 7,000 interviews. Those students came back with 19,000 data points. Okay? Amazing. Okay? So in that, a lot of the data we then received validated what I had, the feeling that I had in my gut, that the public want an alternative, convenient and reliable way to book their bus ticket. What was complicated was actually how they wanted to book it. And then while we were doing that, we met with several of the bus operators who explained their operational challenges to us and what we needed to do for them to embrace this type of system. And not everybody was forthcoming. I had my doors slammed. People would look at me and say, that's technology that you want to bring to us. And it was really the game-changing moment was actually when I met Mr. Nkwazi and he came to my office. But what I want you to imagine is I want you to remember when you were back in school. Yes, I know some of you might be a while back, but remember when you were back in school and you got this assignment to do, and you were very excited about that project, you're working away day and night, your blood is boiling, and you know you're going to do great at it. The teacher comes, looks at your project, and then says, yeah, your project's actually not that good. It's actually a D grade. Well, you know, teachers are actually very nice. Mr. Kwazi was actually not very nice that day. He ripped our project apart. This will never work. If you want it to work, this is what you're going to have to do. This is what you're going to have to do. So we actually had to go back to the drawing board. And most people would have been very disappointed with that meeting. And I think he probably thought that he would never see me again. I think that was actually his feeling, that he would never see me again. But he did see us again, because what I did is I took his words and took that as a challenge to deliver a solution that could actually work. And what transpired was really a project that grew in size and scope to what is really a large ICT system that has never been done in Zambia, much less across Africa. And just on a bit of on a side note here, some of the specifications he asked for had never been done before across the continent. And I remember we were looking for developers around the world. We got tenders from France, from South Africa, from India, people who said, well, maybe we can build what Mr. Nkwazi wants. And we were introduced to a 23-year-old developer from Zicta, right from around the corner. He looked at the project and he said, you know what, I can do that. And right now we have a group of developers at the back, average age of 24. The system you are seeing today, they are actually responsible for. And along with the IT team, I need to give them really a hand. So for the passengers, what have we done? What can they do going forward? Well, they can book their ticket online or make a reservation through www.busticketszambia.com. They can make it even through Facebook. It was funny, you interview 19,000 people and most of them come back to you and say, I want to book my ticket through Facebook. Well, you know what, we did that. Okay? Through our collaboration with Zamtel, we are looking at mobile technologies that we could introduce even to people who are in rural areas to be able to book a bus ticket. We have set up a call center that is now staffed where people could call in or even send an SMS. And finally, they can actually purchase or pay for their reservation at any Zamtel outlet or Post.net outlet. In fact, as of today, 15 Post.net outlets are now selling tickets, and 7 Zamtel outlets are selling tickets in Lusaka, with more to follow. And the customers can then pay for their ticket using their bank card, their mobile phones, or cash payments at authorized agents like Zamtel, like Post.net, and Zoana, who we have in attendance today as well. Now, where does this complicated distribution system then go to? What we've then done is integrated a real-time solution for bus operators, where they could actually see all of this information happening in real time. They can actually give point-of-sale devices to their conductors that allows them to synchronize with what is happening in the market. And that is what we have today. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Bus Tickets Zambia. Okay? And along the way, we've received a lot of, really I have to thank the media as well for a lot of the support they've given us. And we've won many accolades along the way. Last year in November, we were named runners-up in the Global Innovation for Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Summit in Morocco, which was sponsored by the US State Department, and they gave us a $7,500 grant. In February of this year, Harvard University named Bus Ticket Zambia as Africa's best new venture for 2015 and contributed $15,000 to our own project. And not to be outdone by Harvard, Zicta as well, on Friday, named us the best ICT company in the creating accessibility category for the work that we've been doing around bus ticketing. Now, I'm up here getting the recognition for these awards, but really this could not have happened without the input of the general public, without the input of the bus operators, without input from really many of you. And so really, this award is really for everyone and really for the people of Zambia. And the accolade I am proud of is really the job that this project is creating. We've already added 10 employees. We're going to add more, and we will add 100 by the end of the year once we execute the full extent of our project. And outside of the official accolades, I truly appreciate the words of encouragement that have come from many of you. And I would be here the rest of the day naming all of those names. But I actually want to take a moment and just, Honorable Manakato and Honorable Mwale, I've met with you on a few occasions, and you've looked at the work that we've been doing, you've understood it, and you've tapped me around the shoulder and you've told me, great job, keep it up, you can make a difference. And what I want you to realize is how much of an inspiration that has been. I walked away with a fire in my belly and really a hunger to do more. And that feeling is really priceless. And I hope you understand how much of an inspiration you are and what a difference you could be as our leaders, how you can encourage youths like myself. And, you can also put us in line when we act up, when you see what happens on Saturday nights. I mean, we need both. And I truly appreciate you for that. So in conclusion, let me end with the following. It has taken nearly 8 years to get to the point where I am today. 8 years of brutal work, 8 years of working 18-hour days. And along the way, I've incurred numerous setbacks. There have been times I've wanted to throw in the towel, but something in my heart has always kept me going. This feeling that I could be part of something great, something amazing, and something that can give back to my country. And really today, all of you gathering here today marks a milestone in that journey. But in that 8 years, the most common word that I have heard from many people is the word can't. You can't do online shopping in Zambia. You can't grow a business in Zambia. You can't do bus ticketing in Zambia. You can't get financing. And the list goes on and on. In fact, you can't go to Intercity because once they see you, they will beat you, was what many people told me. I actually do go to Intercity and I spend a lot of time there. In fact, what you can do is you can go and ask them for Mawano. Actually, don't ask them for Mawano. Ask them, do you know about .com? They will tell you who I am. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time as a country we shed the can't culture and move to the can culture and the we will culture and realize that we all have the ability to move this country forward. And today marks the launch of Bus Ticket Zambia, what I call System 1.0. That makes us, fully operational. But our work is just beginning. What I am excited about is what version Bus Ticket Zambia 5.0 will look like a few years from now. Not only in Zambia, but across the continent as well. This will create jobs. This will contribute to our economy. And this movement, it will create a movement along tech entrepreneurs that will go out, create, and solve many of the challenges we face today. And it's not a question of if we can do it. It's a question of why, because can't is no longer a word that we take into consideration. And I will ask all of you to continue helping us and for us to continue getting your continued support. And I know I talked about, encouragement as well, but if you want to take out your checkbooks as well, every penny does actually count. And on that note, thank you all of you. May the good Lord bless you and keep you all in the palm of your hands. And in closing, I ask you, remember, don't count your days, but make your days count.